couple of months ago, we reported that Primm was shutting down. Casinos were closing, employees were losing their jobs, and it looked like this iconic stop between Southern California and Las Vegas was about to become another Nevada ghost town. And judging by the comments on that video, a lot of you didn't want to see Primm disappear. The question was, who, if anyone, was going to step in and save it? Well, at the 11th hour, someone did. And here's why that's so important. The company that stepped in is Terrible's, owned by the Herbst family. If you've traveled through Nevada, you've probably seen Terrible's name before. They own almost 200 gas stations and convenience stores in multiple states. But here's something that many people don't realize. This isn't their first time owning Primm. Back in 2007, MGM sold the Primm casinos to the Herbst family. They rebranded to Affinity Gaming, but a couple of years later, after the financial crisis and a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, the Herbst family lost their stake in the property. Terrible's also owned the former Gold Strike Hotel and Casino in Jean, just up the road. That failed and has already been partially demolished. So, 2 failures in the area? Is the third time the charm? Terrible's reopened Primm Valley Resort just 17 days after they took control of the property. The Nevada Gaming Commission held a special meeting to help expedite their licensing, and they worked hard to get employees back. So what changes can you expect if you stop at Primm today? Well, the biggest change is that Terrible's immediately eliminated resort fees. That's something I hope more casinos pay attention to. Right now, rooms at Primm Valley Resort are $59 on weekdays and $79 on weekends. And unlike before, there are no resort fees added on top. They're also offering $20 in free play for new rewards members, and they are status matching for people who had the old rewards cards. And don't forget that they always offered free parking. I think that this is a huge change, and it's a smart move because if you're trying to convince people to stop at Primm again, offering value is one of the best ways to do it. If you are planning a stop at Primm, here's what you can expect to be open or closed. Now, as far as hotels and casinos are concerned, Buffalo Bills and Whiskey Pete's both remain closed. The only hotel and casino in operation at this time is Primm Valley Resort. The thrift store remains open, and if you've never visited this thrift store, I do recommend you check it out. They do have some fun and quirky things, and this is the most organized thrift store I've ever been into. Now, the Lotto store remains open. So this is on the California side of the border, so they can sell the Lotto tickets and scratchers. So if you are in Las Vegas and you want to play the California lottery, you can come over here and get your tickets. Both the truck stop that's near Whiskey Pete's and the Chevron gas station that is on the opposite side of the freeway are still open for business. What is not open for business is the outlet mall. So you can see some remnants of the outlet mall if you're inside of Primm Valley Resort and you walk over to that area, but they do have it all closed off, so you can't see much of it, but there are no stores in that mall whatsoever. Also closed over at Buffalo Bills is the Desperado roller coaster. So you may remember that this was at one time one of the biggest roller coasters in the world, and that is closed, as is the log flume ride. So the last time we were over at Buffalo Bills right before it closed, you could still see the remnants of both of those rides, and it was a little bit eerie but a little bit nostalgic at the same time. Terrible's hasn't officially announced long-term plans for the property, although there are reports and rumors that they'd like to renovate Buffalo Bills and Whiskey Pete's and eventually reopen both. I hope that's true, but here's the bigger question. How do you make people want to stop in Primm again? Back in the 90s and early 2000s, Primm was almost a destination. People stopped to ride the Desperado roller coaster, cool off on the log flume, play arcade games, grab something to eat, or even spend the weekend. Families had a reason to stop. Kids had plenty to do while the parents could enjoy the casinos. But the travel landscape has changed dramatically. Today, there are tribal casinos throughout California, so people don't have to drive all the way to Nevada just to gamble. Bringing back the rides would definitely create nostalgia, but I'm not sure nostalgia alone is enough to make Primm a destination again. There has to be another reason for people to pull off Interstate 15. An interesting wild card is the Brightline West. If the high speed rail station plan for Primm becomes a reality, it could completely reshape the town's future and bring an entirely new wave of visitors. Now, I know we've talked about having buc-ees here, but what if Terrible's put in an amusement park and then they put in their own version of a buc-ees? They have a huge convenience store model with the lottery on the California side, a casino on the Nevada side. And don't forget that there is an airport that is potentially going to be opening in 2037 near Primm. So that could also contribute to the success of Primm Valley. Another challenge is simply the economics. According to reports, the property had reportedly been losing around $10 to $15 million annually under the previous ownership. That means Terrible's has a lot of work ahead of them. Can they introduce profitable new ideas before these losses become too difficult to overcome? Considering the success that Terrible's has with convenience stores and gas stations, they may also have the resources to invest patiently while they figure out the long-term future. And considering the history with Primm, it makes me wonder if this is more than just a business investment. Maybe for the Herbst family, this is a chance to finish what they started, and that personal connection might be the exact type of passion needed to give Primm another shot. So, is Primm saved? The honest answer is nobody knows yet. This is only the beginning. Personally, I hope it works. I've made this drive between California and Las Vegas more times than I can count, and Primm has always been part of that trip. I'd hate to see such an iconic stop disappear. If you're rooting for Primm too, one of the best ways to support its comeback is pretty simple. Stop for gas, grab a meal, spend a night, play a few slot machines. Every visitor helps. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Terribles can bring Primm back, or do you think too much has changed over the years? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to see what you think. If you enjoyed this update and want to follow everything happening in Vegas and beyond, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in Vegas.